stage. How you doing? Give it up for the comedians that come up. Yeah. I've never had a comic hitting on a woman while she's sitting here. Yeah. Just, how you doing, lady?
I ended up not going.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, glad you guys came out. Yeah, this reminds me of my anger management class. Yeah, and I went because I worked at worked probation for almost 40 years. I worked at LA County Probation Department, juvenile hall, murderers, rapists, gangbangers. You want me to say hello to any of your family members that are well? Little Pookie, Ray Ray, Nunu, yeah, Angel. Every angel I know is a murderer. I don't know why parents name their children Angel. You know that boy is going to jail. Not my junior. Yes, your son is going to jail. Angel, you ruined him. Yes, Precious, hoe. Yes, Precious is a hoe. You might as well get over it. No, yes, she's a hoe. And Cinnamon is a stripper. Yes. I already know that shit. I already know. It was terrible. Yeah, working there. But I went to anger management to deal with working with juvenile criminals, and I was sharing with the therapist. They give you the therapist, and it was a white cat. He was real cool. And he said to me, I get you, Ty. I understand all that you're going through, and I really, I like to share with you about myself, too. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I tried the gay thing. Too painful. Went back to my wife. So, and I couldn't help but write that down. Because I wasn't expecting them to say some shit like that. I'm like, what the hell? I had to, where's my pen? You have to write that down. You didn't know that was going to come. Yeah. Then I didn't stay in that anger management class long, but it was good. Yeah. I just got back from Yuma, Arizona. You been to Yuma? 117 degrees. Yeah. The only time you see homeless people explode when you talk to them. Hey, you doing? Blowing up. Some woman farted and just engulfed herself in flames. You can't fart in hot heat. Don't do it. You will explode. Don't do that shit. Yeah, you're going down, boy. It's like, no. It ain't nothing to do with that. I said, you guys got crime out here? Crime? We ain't got much crime. We got a lot of drunk driving now. Really? There ain't shit out here. Where you gonna hit? Ain't nothing to hit. Ain't nothing but flat land and desert. You're not hitting anything in Yuma, Arizona. Maybe another homeless person, but you ain't hitting nothing. Yeah, all you can do is drink and screw. That's it. That's nothing out there. But they're nice people, though. Very nice people. Yeah, you need to be there, And he was talking about Van Nuys. I live in Van Nuys. Yeah, don't let your car break down. You ever get on the bus? Get on the bus? Yeah, ride a bus. Yeah, that is a roaming mental institution. And they are free to roam. You're sitting there thinking you're talking to a priest until you look down and see he has no shoes and socks on. Like, damn, you're one of them. And I don't know why guys spray paint themselves gold and then sit in a chair. Sit down and everything. Say, hey man, you can let that shit dry before you decided to come sit on a bus. He's all gold. Well, the dude's got Band-Aids. Some guy in the back is hollering at all these different people, and he's the only one back there. I said, all of y'all, shut the hell up. We're in trouble. I'm telling you, guys think you're in trouble? Have you seen the world that you're in today? Yeah, it's time to thin the herd. Time for some of y'all ass to go, but y'all doing things I don't understand. I'm not lying. There's some people you see, yeah, you don't need to be here no more. You're free, but your ass need to go. I don't know, like you go out to like Yellowstone Park. I'm tired of reading about Yellowstone Park. Oh, let me confess that. I do read. I'm sorry. Because a lot of literacy is down. So you guys read? Please, I'm glad. You read? Yeah, I know you guys read. These sisters, these are the reading sisters. They read. I'm sure. Oh, hi. I know you guys read loud. Good. Because where I've been talking to many people, they don't read anymore. Literacy is down. We literally hire people to read cursive writing. Yes, that's where we are. Yeah. Some people now are putting, I don't need to write my name. I just put the computer does, They just scratch and put an X down. We're going backwards. Yeah. It's like, the kids today, that scare me. So if I see another white boy with bones in his nose and his ears look like Mobutu, what the hell is going on? Talking about, I can't get a job. No shit! Not hiring mutants, idiot. What are you doing? Walking around, you got skateboard wheels in your ears? Stop it! And you pay people. We literally pay people to screw themselves up. You paid somebody to stick some shit all in. What's with the bull? The bull, the piercing with the bull hook. You're not even on a farm. You're steady putting this big ass hook in your nose. My niece has a ball and chain and it just swings when you talk to her. I said, can you just take that ball and shove it in your nose while I talk to you? I'm tired of watching that damn thing swing. Oh, why would you do that? You pay them, you understand, Uncle Tymon, it's the thing, yeah. And she wants to be an influencer. All these broke-ass influence people. They live in the basement, sit around in the underwear all day. I'm influencing. No, you're not. You're broke. Broke people ain't influencing shit, but others be broke. When you influence, when you leave. When are you leaving? Pay a bill. Yes, no. You're just one of those people. You're one of those older people, you guys don't understand us. You're right. I don't understand any of you. The president said, my friend, she's a them and a they. It's okay. She lives in America. She can be all she wants. Alien, I don't give a shit. You can go around, stick a carrot in your ass like the dude downtown. Go ahead. I don't care. Just don't bother people. Actually, I did talk to a guy who, he said good morning to me. He was butt naked, walking around downtown, smoking a cigarette with a carrot in his ass. And I said, good morning. He said, good morning. I said, nice carrot. He said, hey, he kept walking. It's okay. It's okay. We pay. He's a taxpayer. I don't know where he puts his money, but he's a taxpayer. Influencers, they kill me. That's why the young guys, they're listening to Joe Rogan. All these people is telling them how to live their lives. You heard this? That men are so lonely. They can't be too lonely. Joe Rogan told them that, they're doing testicle tanning. What the hell's going on? What is that? I have low T. You're 30 years old. Your testosterone is gone already? No, I'm 60. No, it ain't gone. No, can't be. You just don't know what you're doing. Yeah. Parents are suing Pornhub because a woman's son had an asthma attack from masturbating. What the hell? Yeah, he did. Why would you give a 16-year-old a cell phone and just leave him by himself? You know what's going to happen. He's going to be sucking wind. I know this. I worked at Juvie. I know what to do. Yeah. What do you think of the kids today? They're normal? You guys have done. They're not. Look at, she's shaking her no, the hell they're not. No, she's just shaking her head. Oh no, you didn't do any of the things they're doing. Some old lady found 4 teenagers out back, of her house. And she's wondering, because she wondered why her air conditioning wasn't working. And they were sucking Freon. Yeah, the phone coming out of, all of them out. And my friend's like, man, you believe this? I said, yeah, this is what we're producing. Freon suckers, they're right up there with the glue sniffers and, you remember when you were in school with kids that were sucking glue. We spent $50 million on a program called No Child Left Behind. Leave his ass, because he ain't gonna make it. If he's still doing his ABCs in the 8th grade, you can cancel Christmas, he's done. He ain't going nowhere, no. They said, do you think we should profile? Yes! You seen these kids? They get up in the morning, sagging, hat cocked on the head, pants all down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what the hell you're saying, but I do want you profiled. Because you got up that morning and dressed yourself that way. And you're roaming the neighborhood, scaring the hell out of everybody. They got tats everywhere. You ever talk to a guy? I was standing in line at the bank. Dude turned around and, I guess to look at me and see who was behind him. And he had 2 penises, one tattooed here, one here, and F-U on his forehead. And I said, oh, you must be going corporate. We know what you're doing. Yeah. They just said, you're just a boomer, Ty. That's what they call me. I'm a boomer. Yeah. Working at Juvie, they called me an old bastard. I said, yeah. I said, it really had a nice ring to it. I've never been called an old bastard. Never did. But that's okay, you know. I said, I have a key to your room. So when I wanted to come and beat the hell out of your ass, you'll find out what this old bastard's gonna do. Yeah, I always think we should go back to the parents of old, don't you think? Go back to the parents that would beat you with your toys and then give them back to you once you play with them. Raise your hand if you got hit with a Tonka truck. And that's actually when they were made of steel. They were actually made of steel. You know, these toys, you did not want to get hit with a Tonka. This shit today is plastic. What is this? This isn't real. You know, and that's when your parents were really trying to take you out. Yeah, they were trying to get you. Thought your mother was seriously crazy. It's like, what is wrong with this woman? You. And that's when your dad drank more. Your dad drank more. Yes. Parents, yeah. My father would show up to my football games drunk and heckle my ass. Just wouldn't even cheer you on. Hey, where do you go now? Look at you, fool. Look at you. And the only thing he was pissed about is because my mother spent $55 on a pair of spikes. He said, why do you need $55 spikes? Hell, your brother James stole 117 bases, barefooted. He didn't need shoes. What do you need shoes for? They wanted you to suffer. Yeah, I'll tell you that old, what's that old snow thing? I walked through snow 100 miles. Yeah, okay, I heard it. Yeah, I also got rats out of the basement after eating a bowl of Fruit Loops. Yeah, that's what I did. I actually did. I'm sorry. I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois. I don't know if you've ever been. Yeah, went from the ghetto to Denver, Colorado. Denver was good because that's what white dudes introduced me to beer bongs and jungle juice, so I enjoyed it. Because their parents were always out of town. Parties were always at their house. I was like, damn, beer bong? Yeah. So I introduced to a waterbed. Yeah. And they had all the weed. White cats always had all the weed and everything. Big bowl of weed too. Man, shit. They said, you ain't gotta leave, bro. Just crash right here. I'm like, cool. Yeah. But Denver was nice, and then I came out here. You guys ever been to Denver? Denver, Colorado? Yeah, you should go. Nice. Denver's nice. I have to say, if you go in the wintertime, just make sure you know how to drive in snow. We don't get snow here, so it's going to be tough for folks. Because everybody's telling us to leave California. You heard this, right? Where are we going? Vegas. Yeah, Vegas? Well, you can go to Vegas. It's hot as hell in Vegas, too, though. Yeah. And then, Vegas looks real gaudy when it's not at night. All these gigantic signs and, the prostitutes are still out and everything. And it's a place to just lose your money. If you got money after leaving there. But they told my friends, you should move to Mississippi. Really? From California? Have you been to Mississippi? People in Mississippi can't spell Mississippi. What the hell are you going to Mississippi for? I-P-P-I-S-I-I. That's too damn long. California's alien. Don't ruin the kids. Have you seen their education in Mississippi? There's some dumb some bitches down there. Yeah, even all the women are named Bubba. I don't know if you're going down. Don't go down there. A man in Mississippi was murdered. He was stabbed 24 times in the back. And the police believe it's a possible suicide. That's Mississippi. That's how they do their crime today. Friends say, move to Texas. Really? Texas? No. Dallas. Going down. A woman in Texas was standing before the judge. She hit a guy, and the guy went through her windshield. She told the judge she was high on ecstasy. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we've all been high. Some of y'all might be high now, I don't know. But you ever been so high that you didn't know that there was someone in your windshield? That you drove home with him in the windshield? And you had conversation with him. So how was your day? I was fine, damn it, till you ran me over. Can you call 911? She drove him home and parked him in the garage. Went in the house, had conversation with her husband. Babe, how was your day? Fine, there's a guy in the garage bleeding all over the seats. And she went in and went to sleep. Got 50 years for hitting that guy. No, my sister Hannah lives in Florida. Yeah, good old Florida. They said, she moved. She said, you should come to Florida. Florida's nice. No. Yeah, Florida has mosquitoes that look like birds. Yeah, flying cockroaches fly around, pick your kids up, fly off with them. You don't want to go to Florida. Woman in Florida moved next to an alligator farm, said she couldn't find her dog. Look over the fence, you'll see Toto. What the hell are you living next to an alligator farm for? But they, I was reading they had issues in Florida. I was reading their newspaper when I went to visit my sister. A man in Florida was arrested. And he said that the drugs that were found in his ass were not his. And they interviewed him. Mr. Williams, these your drugs? No, these are not my drugs. Mr. Williams, we pulled these drugs out of your ass. I must have been asleep. Ladies and gentlemen, we all sleep very hard, do we not? But you ever slept so hard you didn't know that someone was putting 50 balloons of crack cocaine in your ass? I wonder where all this goddamn crack is coming from. I'm saying. Yeah. I don't know. It's out there. And that's I'm looking at LA. I went to an event in which I usually go to, but these events now, they're getting a little out of control. What's with the lips? How big do your lips have to be? Jesus Christ. Woman's talking. I was talking to 3 women. They had those duck lips. The lips were so big. Hadden. How they do? I all sound like Mushmouth from Fat Albert. Hadden. What? Hadden? Say it again. Hadden. I'm having. I said, happy day to you. I didn't say that. I'm saying, and I had to keep taking my glasses off and clean them because she was spitting all over my glasses with these big ass lips and shit. I'm like, what are you doing? How big do you leave yourself alone? And then they're going out and getting these gigantic asses. BBLs. Yes, the BBLs. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Oh yes, yeah. A woman at my job has had a flat ass all her life. Went out and got a Beyonce ass put on. Yes. And came away and said, ooh, this ass is so heavy. Yes! Because you can't go put on 40 pounds of ass and walk with it. You just can't do that. Now she's got to take walking classes on how to walk with a big ass. This is what they're doing. And they pay people. You got men going down to Mexico to get their legs broke so they can stretch them out to get 2 inches taller. I told them, yes. I said, you can go down to the hood and the brothers will whoop your ass for free. If you want to get your legs broke, they'll do it. Yeah. I was at the gym and the woman had one of those BBL asses. She's doing squats and one of her butt cheeks exploded. It just went down. I said to my friend, man, did you see that? Yes, I hope she's got a pump. She can pump that butt back up. And now she's riding home on one butt cheek. You got to balance your ass, hit the gas. That's the people doing this to themselves. And you can't make, I'm not, it's like you can't, and you just keep reading it. Dude, this guy broke up with his girlfriend. And she had a BBL, and it was leaking. Right, and it had a stench to it. And she said, every time I sat down, it's this stench that's coming. And everybody, and he just said, baby, I can't take it no more. So what's the problem? You stink. What it was dead flesh. Her butt, she had an infection. Yeah, people going around, just can't let anybody give you a new butt. Go see someone professional. You got people getting their new, they're talking about, ooh, girl, I can give you a new butt. If your friend tells you that and they don't have any type of, doctors and nothing on the wall, and you just let them give you a new ass, they're putting in cement and all kinds of shit. No, you're not gonna make it. No, you're not. You're not going to make it. Yeah, people need to leave themselves alone. But like I was saying, that we have to keep putting up signs to keep people from doing dumb shit. We do. Like if you go to Yellowstone National Park, they have signs up. Please do not take selfies with buffalo. They say it all the time. But what do you see? Ooh, girl, get a picture with me in the damn buffalo. And you hear about this woman getting knocked 30 feet. Now the buffalo saw the sign. And they know this. They're there. They can see the sign. But these women are getting trampled and everything. I got gored by a buffalo. Yes, you did. Some man stuck his hand in the geyser water. So, oh my God, it's so hot. Yes, it is. There's no sign. There doesn't need to be. Did you see the steam? It's amazing how your friends always tell you got to go to the great outdoors, Tom. That's your problem. Get away from the city. Go to the great outdoors. Go see God's country. Oh, really? I went out, and I ended up reading about a guy who's a professional climber, freehand climber. And he climbed the highest peak at Yosemite National Park, and he fell 1,000 feet. And his family wants to do an autopsy. Why? His brother was on the Today Show talking about, we want to know, was anyone with him, or did he say anything? Yes, he did. He hollered, all the way down. Called his mom, dad, somebody help my ass. The guy's like, my brother was a thrill seeker. No, your brother was a fool. He had no rope. Why are you climbing 1,000 feet with no rope? You know, I think we're in trouble because also all these reality TV shows. You guys watch, hip hop or what? I mean, I think it just deadens the brain, don't you? This makes us dumber as hell. Remember Honey Boo Boo? Honey Boo Boo made a lot of money. And yes, and then the mother, you remember the little girl? She was huge, and then she shrunk, and her mother finally got a man and found out that the man that the mama was with was Mama June. Mama June, look at that, she knew. Yeah, and when the Mama June married a boyfriend was not a pedophile. I think it was a pedophile or sex. Yeah, weird dude, weird. And she loved him. He loved me, and Honey Boo Boo was running around, and she got older. Yeah, then you got the what show about the hoarders? Yeah. Friend of mine said, man, isn't this interesting? No, a bunch of lazy ass people that get up and clean their house. But they got rats. That's what happens when you don't clean your home. Rats show up. What do you think we ought to do? Burn it. That's how you deal with that. Burn that shit. It's called the ghetto. That's what that is. Well, my buddy had me watching that show, what is it, with the people on death row. Now, there's a guy on death row, and he's about to receive lethal injection. And just as they're putting the needle in his arm, they swabbed his arm with alcohol.
Yeah.
Why? Isn't he there to die? We don't want him to get infection. Yes, we do. Kill his ass. He's been in it for 30 years. He might get a bubble. That's what we want. A bubble, damn it. Take it out. They said, no, yes. Like they had a guy in Missouri, 500 pounds on death row. You can't kill me. I'm obese. Oh, yes, we can. We're going to put your big ass on a treadmill and turn it up high. And watch your heart explode. So I said, man, that's why I can't watch that stuff, I was reading, I'm a big reader, and I was reading about this famous writer out of Seattle. And he was having writer's block. And to cure his writer's block, he had a sex change operation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been stumped. I've been where I can't think of a thing. But you're not going to tell me by putting on some panties, a bra, and some foundation that I'm now going to write novels. See, to me, if this is what you're going to do, then while you're in there with the doctor, have the doctor give you some cramps. You want to be a woman? Go all the way. Have him make your ankles swell up. Have him give you some hot flashes. Yeah, and then throw a little crazy on top and you got a woman. But now, I used to go to a bar in Denver, and it was called the Happy Cat Lounge. 5 for 1 on Fridays. Yeah. But see, when you go on a lounge like that, a bar like that, you don't know who's going to walk through the door because you got all these different folks. And Miss Thang walked in. Miss Thang was 6'4", dark as night, hands like Shaq with a platinum blonde wig on, with a rust-colored skirt and a flowery blouse, and size 18 canary yellow pumps. And my friend's like, what do you think, man? She just bought me a drink. What do you think? And some guys, no matter what you tell them, no matter what they say, they think. And I told them, let me go out to my car. and get my basketball. If I throw her a no-look pass, she catch that and finger roll it, don't you take her ass home. But I'm telling you now, no matter how much drinking you do, that is never going to be what you want it to be. It's still going to be a 6'4" brother with a platinum blonde wig on wearing some size 18 canary yellow pumps. Can't tell him anything. Because you end up and get home and you find out he pulled his pants down, you or something go, you don't want to know what that is. You end up you in there with a snake and you don't know what that is. And now you want somebody to come save your ass. He told you all that you see, but some goddamn, you just can't see it. I'll have another drink. I don't care. Keep drinking. You drink a whole fifth of tequila. It's still going to be a big ass brother in a platinum blonde wig. It's not going to happen. So, I don't know. You just can't tell people shit. No, it's weird, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's doing things. And did you guys hear about over in, I'm always fascinated when I hear, people having babies in other countries. Woman in the Philippines had a 20-pound baby. Yes. And the doctor said, we had to do C-section. Yes, how else are you going to get this big ass out? A kid that big coming out smoking Camel. Shit, what are you doing? Does somebody want to cut this thing off me, please? Mom just laid there a bit. Yeah, don't slap me, because if you slap me, I might punch your ass. Yeah. I mean, this kid's going to be huge. And they put him next to the other little baby. He looked like a giant. And I was like, oh, no. No. Yes. And you hear all the stuff. What is that? They were telling me about, one of the guys asked me about a networking party. You ever go to a networking party where you pass out your card, you meet people? I went to a networking party, and they have great drinks. That's why you should go. If you ever see them go, they have great drinks. But I go into the networking party, and you always run into these intellectuals that want to show you how smart they are. And the guy comes up to me, and he says, hi, how are you? I said, fine, how are you? He said, sharks don't get cancer. I said, they would if they smoked 2 packs of Camels every day. He said, well, did you know people with ADD won't commit suicide? That's because you have to be focused when you blow your brains out. Can you imagine standing on the edge of your cliff, you have your gun? There's some beautiful birds over there. I don't know what the hell I'm doing up here. I got a gun and shit. But I was there, and I met Queen Bee. Yes. She was a dominatrix. Yes, her name was Queen Bee. She came up to me and said, hi, how are you? I said, fine. And she gives me her card. Look at her card. I said, Queen, I'm looking at your card, and I noticed you do spankings. Yes, we do spankings. I said, how much for a spanking? Spankings are $300. That's shit, $300? Yeah. I said, I noticed on your card you do whippings. Yes, we do whipping. I said, how much for a whipping? Whippings are $500. Damn. I said, are there many black guys into the whipping? Oh, we get many black guys into the whipping. I said, well, damn. We didn't come this far, now y'all paying people to be like I said, damn, do you wear hoods to be authentic? What the hell's going on? You can laugh at that, damn it. Don't be scared, shit. It's true. Brothers are actually going down in dungeons and putting on spike collars and getting whipped and trying to have an orgasm. Who? Yes! These are these dungeons. Don't go to them. Don't go to a dungeon. And if you have any girlfriends that are dominatrix, hey, watch out. Yeah. But they're actually good at what they do. You get paid $700 for a golden shower. That is some good money, right? One of my buddies was dating a girl who was a dominatrix, and I just told him, I said, I have only one thing to say to you. Don't let her stick her tongue in your ass, you'll be all right. If she does, you're going to be standing out on the corner in the rain crying. Don't do it. Don't do it. But she made great money. She would pee on doctors. Yeah. $800. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, $800. Ladies, I'm telling you, it's good money. And guess what? It's not illegal. It's not illegal. There are guys out there that, you know what, I need someone to pee on me. That's my problem. I've been going through a lot of stress. Want any coffee? You want a drink? No, just someone to pee all over me. I'll be fine. Yeah, that's what they do. Free country. You can do that. It's okay. Never know where you're going to need it. Yeah. You guys are going through different things. But like I said, I work at juvie, and I have to deal with the names when you're working with young people. I was talking to some black kids named Socrates and Aristotle. Yeah, the mother said, hey man, your mama named you after some famous philosopher. Famous what? I said, philosopher. No, I was named after my uncle. I said, hey man, stand your ass over there next to Fellatio. That's right, his mother named him after a blowjob. She thought it was Shakespearean. Fellatio, how art thou? Fellatio. Here, Fellatio. Come here, Fellatio. Yeah. But that wasn't the one that blew me away. Blew me away when I was talking to this kid, and he told me, I was making progress with him. I said, what'd you say your name was again? Toilet. Toilet? Yeah. How do you spell that? T-O-I-L-E-T. That's toilet, Dennis. What's wrong with you? No, it's French. No, you gotta put it in a pot. That's French my ass. I just came from Paris. Ain't no damn toilets anywhere in the book. No, that's toilet. Black people kill me with this French shit. Oh, it's French. My nephew's name is Tafari Jamar. My sister's telling me, oh, he's going, that's an African prince's name. That boy ain't going nowhere near Africa. Stop it. We call him TJ. Somebody walk around saying Tafari Jamar. Ajane, Dejan, all this. They can't have problems. You gotta teach your kid how to spell his own damn name. What is this? What is it? Is it A-Z-Z-Z? That's how they do. Yeah. Wonder why they can't get jobs. Quit putting these names down. I wouldn't hire them either. What's your name? Yeah, wrong. No. Yeah, you can't even spell it. No. But yeah, I don't think that we have to really worry about crime. Because I know in my job, I keep telling people, they're not good criminals. They're going to always get caught. Yeah, especially if you got medical ailments. You don't steal well. I was talking to some gangbangers. You ever talk to gangbangers? You ever play Scrabble with some gangbangers? That's interesting. They make up words like yaha. But yes, yaha. Yaha? No, yaha is not a word. Yeah, word that. Spell it. Yaha, we was going. No. No, not. So I'm talking to the gangbanger. He tried to be tough, tried to be hard with me. Yeah, sir. I robbed 9 liquor stores. I would have got away with my 10th one if I'd have had my inhaler. You can't breathe. You shouldn't be robbing people. And hanging out with the epileptic kid. They thought he had a machine gun. They let him run around in circles till he ran out of bullets. Take your medication before you decide to rob people. Yeah. Can't make it up. I'm sorry. Just can't make it up. They just keep coming. Got a kid in the other day, only had one arm. Gangbanger. Yes. And I asked him, why are you in here, young man? Armed robbery, sir? I could go out of the room and just bust out laughing. Yeah. They got deaf gangbangers. Why? You can't hear that ass whooping coming. What are you doing? Your friends try to contact you, and if you throw up the wrong gang sign, which they're known for that, you get your ass whooped. Why would you pick that? No, stop. No. You better write that on a board. Right? Yeah. No. And so the kid with one arm escaped from staff not too long ago. You guys probably saw it on the news. Shooting across the field, we're behind him, and we're chasing. He gets to the fence, and he leaps up, he's pulling himself up, and just as he got to the top of the fence, we had to think quick. We yelled out, DeQuan Johnson, and we waved at him, and he waved back. Beautiful, baby. Talk about thinking quick. Right down, boy. Right down. My friend, everybody, put some cuffs on him. Put them for what? He's not going anywhere. He's going to be there a while. Until that sting comes out of his body. Love it. Yeah. That's juvie, man. And parents who talk about, what are you going to do? I can't whoop my children, but I tell them all the time, but you can pepper spray their ass. You can pepper spray your children. Yeah, your daughter talks shit and don't see that's pepper spray, dear. It says right here, we can pepper spray it and don't sneak out again. There you go. It works. Not to worry about it. Pepper spray your children. It's okay. Because, you go down to the beach, and they're putting leashes on the children. They're walking them. Give them some slack, Bill. Come on, give them some slack. Get them on out there. Boy, wrap yourself around a tree. Mommy, help me. You still just hanging around the tree. Or you see her walking the dog, walking the kid, walking the dog. You hear her go, heel, damn it. The dog's talking, she's talking to you, she's talking to me. I don't know. The kid don't know. He said that you got 2 leashes. You're walking your children. And, he's got a teddy bear on his back. That doesn't mean anything. I still see the leash behind him. Can you imagine your mother putting you on a leash when you were a kid? No. We didn't have to have leashes. You just knew. Don't make that move. We call my mom the Ayatollah Khomeini, which meant official ass beater. Part wrestler, part boxer. She's the only woman I know could do the rope-a-dope in house shoes. She loved to just beat the, my sister, all my sisters got, my mother was, I had 5 sisters. I'm number 7 of 8. And I, for years, my mother, she's also very, she was a strict hygiene person, believe me. And so, she's out here, you always hear her in the house, girl, make sure before you go to bed, wash your bird. Tell my sister, wash your bird. Wash your bird, girl. Make sure you wash your bird. And I'm sitting there as a kid, I'm like, damn, how come they get a bird and you don't want one? Got all these damn birds and shit. So one time I was a teenager, and I'm talking to my sister Yvette, and she's sitting outside smoking a joint. I said, hey, Pip. Yeah, boy. I said, how come y'all get a bird and we don't get no bird and what? She's talking about my coochie, boy. What the hell's wrong with you? Now you got a pistol and I got a bird. Leave me the hell alone. But I didn't know for years all you heard was clean the bird, clean the bird. Everybody's got birds. They're washing their birds. And, my sister Hannah, I tell it to my sister Hannah, but because she's like, my sister Hannah's in her 70s. She said, I forgot all about it. She used to tell us to wash our bird. Yeah, she did. All the time. Yeah. Or if you for the boys, she would tell you, because, you run downstairs on Saturday mornings, you want to get some Fruit Loops or Apple Jacks, watch cartoons. And I came down one time and I'm in my little white t-shirt, I'm like 8, and I got my Fruit of the Looms on, and my little guy is poked, I got my, just poking, still in my underwear, but it's poked out. And I went up to my mother and said, hey, Ma, is there any more milk? And she just turned around and said, uncup your pistol, boy. Uncup your pistol. It's a damn shame your father gets up every morning with his pistol cocked. Uncup your pistol. And I'm sitting there, what the hell is wrong with this woman? What are you doing? And my brother said, you pee-pee, fool, you pee-pee. I'm 8, man. We don't know what this thing is. We don't even know what this is. And they're not going to tell you what it is. They're not going to talk to you about sex. They did not believe in saying anything. They just threaten you. Don't do that. It's like when people, young boys, like my sister has some boys, and she's worried about what happens when he, starts that, I said, what? When they start playing with themselves. I said, you mean masturbation? Yeah. I said, at least you'll know where he is. He's not going anywhere. He'll be in his room, quiet. Because she was talking, would you talk to him? And for what? I did that. I was in my room. Hey, buddy, I'm just going to be with you all day. Hey, Ty, you want to come out and play some football? No, I just want to stay in there with my friend. Wake up, go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep. It's already happening. Because my dad wasn't going to talk to you. Their fathers did not talk to their son. Go talk to your father. That's not going to get me anywhere. I couldn't even talk to my older brother. Shoot, he was ancient. Yeah. I know how to control a woman. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, please. I don't want to learn anything from you guys. No. And he was shocked I went and read a book. What? You read a book on sex? Well, shouldn't you read a book on sex? Well, no, man, I ain't got time for the reading. You just got to get in there. Yeah, that's your problem right now. Just getting in there. That's why we got all these. I got all these. I'm the uncle of, I think, over 40 nieces and nephews. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the only one out of the whole family. I just said, shit, I don't need a kid. I can borrow one and take him back. I don't know all their names, because I just have to make sure they have identification cards, because everybody wants to say Uncle Tymon, Uncle Tymon. Let me see some ID. Make sure you're mine. Yeah, give it back. Okay, you can stay. So it's kids, man. Everybody talk to me about that. Now, see, as I said, I recently turned 60. Actually, in 2024, I turned 60. And I'd like to share, I found out some things since turning 60. I found out there's a fine line between cuddling and holding someone down and choking the shit out of them. I found out that a woman can fake an orgasm, but a man can fake a whole relationship. You love me, huh? Yeah, just stand over there. I found out that people with low self-esteem have earned it. Yeah, I know you guys are a little slow. You've had some drinks. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. But you know what I will share with you, that I don't know if you guys have saw this in the newspaper. They want to go back to the 60s and the 70s. They want to bring that back. Like they want to bring back bell bottoms. Remember bell bottom? Yeah, bell bottoms are nothing but death pants. You ever ride a bike and get that cuff caught in the spokes? They just hung you and put you down. Bell bottoms are only good if you're drowning. You can blow them up, make a raft out of them. They want to bring back afros. You see all the little black kids, these giant afros. I was in Target. These kids look like the giant bushes. Couldn't even see their feet. They were just big old afros. And I said, oh yeah, I said, see, these kids today, the men the brothers who used to have afros back then, yeah, they're bald today. Their hair growing the back of their head. They call it an af. Yeah. Little young girls are wearing platform shoes. They don't know anything about platform shoes. The women who used to wear those shoes, their feet are messed up today. Toes just stacked on top of each other. Look like they've been in a war. Want a man to suck on their toes. I had a friend of mine die from sucking on a woman's toes. Old toenail punctured his lung. You're going to learn that all toes is not good toes to go down on. And they're not. I had a friend of mine, I was actually dating this girl when she went back to my place, and she leaned back on my couch and she slipped her shoe off, and she took her foot and ran it across my arm. I said, you're scared of me, aren't you? Yes, I am. Can you not rub your rough sandpaper feet across my arm? She's walking around, got sparks coming off the bottom of her feet. That'll set my whole house on fire. Don't put them on here. You put them on me, I'll be burning. Sand your feet down, ladies, before you go out. If a man can strike a match off your baby toe, that means it's too sharp. But I will say this, I gotta get out of here. To deal with my stress, I went out and got me a dog. You guys dog lovers? Yeah, I went down to the pound and I got me a dog. I got me a beautiful Labrador and Pit Bull mix. Yes, named her Sasha. Paid $60 for Sasha. Sasha did $7,000 with the damage to my home. Sure, don't sprinkler system, eating gravel, digging ditches so deep I had Chinese people in my backyard. You guys have been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.